and eventually, the server completely shut down. Not only had we lost a precious update version, but we were now entering update 1.12, the first of 4 updates where we could pull off this task, and we hadn't even entered the end yet. Hey, what's going on? Oh my gosh, I was just trapped in blocks. However, obtaining Bedrock isn't the only bug in this version of the game. In fact, there are thousands of glitches that haven't been patched yet, and one of them allows players to duplicate items using a piston and item frame. If I decided to use this exploit, the idea of doing this project legitimately would be completely thrown out the window. But my most valuable resource at the moment was time. Spoke didn't end up making it to this update, but my friend Vortex logged on instead. So the two of us duped a couple of diamonds and decided to trade them in for a shulker box and 2 elytras. That way we could not only fly anywhere we wanted, but we could also mass duplicate items that were necessary for this project. It did feel wrong duping until the players we met up with handed us a full shulker box of duped elytras, proceeding to reveal a massive statue of what looked like me. That's when I had a sudden realization. One that would ultimately crush almost all the time we had left.
You think about it, like this little trick actually works for multiple versions going backwards.
We were currently in version 1.12.2, the color update. Since all of our shulker boxes were dyed the color red, I began investigating to see if I had to revert them back to their original purple color to prevent them from corrupting in older versions. But in reality, this was not the issue. Instead, I discovered that shulker boxes were added to the game in version 1.11. Without shulker boxes, Ray's method for obtaining Bedrock would no longer be viable. So, by the end of the 1.12.2 session, Vortex and I had entered the end, swiftly defeating the Ender Dragon and unlocking a gateway. As the server closed to prepare for the next backwards update, it quickly began to set in how incredibly difficult this would be to pull off in just the remaining 4 hours.
The main thing that makes this so difficult for us, right, is that in regression, every time it goes back, you can only log on for 4 hours.
Okay. I mean, you can prep ahead of time, but that is.
2 days absolutely flew by, and soon enough we were logging onto version 1.11. With only a few hours left to pull off a project that even one of the best technical Minecraft players had deemed nearly impossible, I began putting my plan into action.
We're missing feathers and ink sacs.
Here's how you actually obtain Bedrock. A Minecraft server usually autosaves once every 5 minutes, which means that all structures, players, and data on a server is saved and can't be reverted, unless you can overload a chunk, or a 16 by 16 block area with